We are live. Hello. And I'm with the beautiful Ena Bautista. And you know what? Like this week, if you've not seen her fabulous posts, you may have been getting to know Ena, getting to know a little bit about her, that she's got a little boy and everything, but she does like some amazing work for women and community, I would say, as well. Yeah, definitely community. Like, you're definitely a favorite on Clubhouse. You know, you're like literally storming Clubhouse. So you know what? I'm going to just leave it to you and tell us more about what you do. And anyone who's watching this, please do say hi to us. Please just wave hello, hi. And just if you want to comment on here, so we know who's commenting, just click the link, because this is on StreamYard. You have to click the link first. Okay, so click the link first. So, Ena, go on, tell us more about you. Hello,
Vicky. About me. So, I don't even know where to start, to be honest. Like, I'm a mindset and business coach, and Trina has said I'm really a big proponent or like big fighter for women's rights, I would say. I really do deeply care about women and the community. And recently I ran a Clubhouse summit for International Women's Day. And I think that was one of the most beautiful experiences that I have experienced, because I get to hear from other women and share their experiences, their knowledge, and relate. And it was really a moment for me to get connected. And I've had a couple of speakers join, and what has happened is that after the Clubhouse event, we reconnected, we rekindled some of the relationships that haven't been going on as much before. Not just me with the other speakers, but them in between themselves. They've known each other for 5 years, and all of a sudden, like after 2 years of no contact, they're booking up calls. And I think that's one of the things that I wanted to do. I'm a mindset and business coach. My biggest focus is in helping women unleash the unstoppable within. I believe we all have that within us. We just forget about it. We push it down, and we are told by society how we are supposed to behave. And, we pick up all the beliefs during our upbringing, the early stages of our lives. We pick up from unhelpful beliefs from other people around us, and we doubt ourselves, we stop ourselves. And my focus is to help women really uncover that unstoppableness inside, like unleash the lioness. We have so much power, the powerhouse within. And the way I do that, I combine strategy and mindset work, because I found myself before I've done all the mindset work. You've worked on yourself, but when there was next step to be made, like I was lost, and I was thinking, okay, where do I go from here? And I combined those two, because I think it's very, very important that once you figure out who you are and what's your great vision and desire for your life and the impact that you want to create in the world, you'll know what are your next steps.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's really great how you bring the strategy to the mindset as well. Hello, Marie, as well, who's watching today. Another collective member. So yeah, tell us.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about your. Tell us about the amazing day that you set up. The summit. Tell us about the summit, because you just mentioned about bringing these women together, but we didn't kind of say exactly what it was.
Yes. So I brought up women. I had one of the speakers that got in touch with me. She mentioned, "Oh, Ena, are you doing anything for the International Women's Day?" And that's maybe just like I would say 10 days before the International Women's Day. And I've said, I haven't planned anything, but I can come up with something, like it would be nice. That's how I roll, like
The
it
fire,
would be nice.
the fire.
Yeah. Like I was a huge planner before, like everything has had to be planned like months in advance. Now I just roll with it. And I thought, oh, maybe we could have a summit, some kind of summit for International Women's Day. Maybe we can organize a couple of speakers to cover the topics which are really important for women, because, like what else? It's not just about that. I want to, for the summit to be useful for women so they can take away something from it. And then I was waiting for Clubhouse to release the clubs. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, they're not releasing the clubs, because the intention was to host it within my club. And they're not releasing it. And it's already Wednesday. And on Monday, like the following Monday, it's International Women's Day. And I thought to myself, you know what? I'm not going to wait for them any longer. I better go like organize everything. So within 2 hours, I had like 6 topics sorted, all the speakers sorted out. I just went with it because I didn't overthink anything. I wanted it to be simple. I already had an idea of what kind of topics that I wanted to cover. I just reached out. Can you do it? These are the slots. And I picked the slots that I can actually do it when my son is in school, in nursery. And basically in 2 hours, we had it all sorted. And then all the topics were sorted out, the timings, the speakers. And I was like, oh, that's so amazing. And on the day, I freaked out. I freaked out even on the first day because I was the first one to open a room in Clubhouse with my topic. And I talked about the mindset shifts that we need to make, like in our progress, in our growth, to be able to, unlock the next level and to go for our dreams. And I felt like crying before I went on for my room, because my biggest fear at the time was we've only done 3 days of promotion. Yeah. So, and we only had like, how many of us? 5 of us. I was like, oh my goodness, what if it doesn't go as planned? Like, what if no one shows up? I'm the first one. Oh my goodness. Like, it's going to be horrible. And the good thing is that they didn't open up the clubs, because what that forced me to do was to reach out to someone who has a big club and big audience of 14,000 people, followers. And what I did, I hosted all the rooms within their club, which helped with the promotion, because as soon as I went on, as soon as I started the room, there were 10 people in there. I was like, oh my goodness, there's someone joining. And I was like, I trusted. I told myself I surrendered, and I said, it's going to be however it turns out. I'm not going to get bothered about this, but there was still a bit of fear. And as soon as I joined, like people were popping up, and I was like, wow. And at some point there were like over 20 people in the room, which was when you think about it, like I've only had 3 days to promote it. And I did promote. I do not have a big audience. And most of these people were new. And when I compared it to all my previous rooms that I was running, like the numbers were like 5 times more than before, and I didn't even have to ping anyone into the room. They were already coming. Like, wow. So this is good. And the fascinating thing is there were such amazing conversation that was going on, and even some men joined in the discussion, and they were sharing their like experiences. And I was like, oh, wow, that's amazing. Like it resonates, and it was such a beautiful experience. And I did things which were so out of, how I would say, like there were a couple of people telling me not to do a summit on the International Women's Day. Yeah. And I didn't listen, being the rebel that I am.
Sometimes you have to be a rebel, though. Sometimes you've got to ignore like the status quo of all this stuff. Sometimes you have to ignore it all and just go with your gut.
Yes, and I had a vision for it. I had a vision for that summit, and there was one lady said, "You know what? Maybe you should join this lady who's already running a summit, and then like join her, and you can be the speaker, because I already know of 3 summits and 3 clubs that are already doing something for International Day, Women's Day. You're going to be at the competition." And I just didn't respond anything to that. And I just did my own thing. And in the end, we had a lot bigger numbers in the audience than those who have prepared for over 2 weeks. And, like for me, it was just a testament to the vision that I held and the energy behind it, because it was also a proof for me. Okay, listen to your intuition and don't listen to what others say.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I completely agree with you on this as well, because intuition is everything. It's testament to anything and everything. And even if you show up and it doesn't even come off, you showed up and you're setting an intention. You're setting a precedent for what you want. This is what I want. And then you just keep doing the same, you keep doing it over and over again. But look at what happened. And I just really want to touch on this for anyone who's watching this as well. Like there's enough people to go round for everyone, right? Out of all these people, nothing is ever saturated. Walk down your local fucking high street, you'll see shitloads of hairdressers down there, shitloads of restaurants, and they all still could be full. Obviously, in lockdown.
Yeah. Yes, ignoring the lockdown.
Usually outside of lockdown and stuff, there is like literally a plethora of of all these businesses, but yet there's so many people to go round. So many. Look at,
if you think about like makeup industry, how many makeup brands do we have, and they're still successful? Like, and what I loved about it was I did everything different from what they told me. They told me, name the rooms in a certain way, have 3 speakers in one room. And what I did is I had an individual room for each of the speakers, and I was very specific. So and the testament for actually choosing it the right way, that way, is that we had people coming, like finishing one room and then joining us in the following one, and continuing. So for me, that was like a proof that, okay, I've done this works. My approach and like the energetic behind it and the strategy and everything, it works, obviously, because people were interested in what we had to say. And I was like really, really pleased, and it wasn't just I said for women, but also for supporters of women.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that was really important for me, not to exclude men, but also include those that support us. Because yes, we are. And that was one of the points that I made, like, just because we can do everything on our own and we are very capable and strong and powerful women, does not mean that we should be doing everything by ourselves.
Yeah, that's so true as well. There are many men out there who want to help us during these times. Sometimes they don't know the journey that we're taking, the task that we're taking. These are really, really difficult conversations to have. I've had them very recently, as you know, Anna. I've had them very recently between me and my husband, these really deep conversations, like, and he's then gone, oh, I'm so scared of stuff. And this is like stuff that I would never hear from. My husband's like bounce and stuff. He never talks about stuff like that. So to hear him like say, I'm scared of stuff and I felt this way and stuff like that, it makes a massive difference because it starts to open up something. Tell us more about like the mindset side of stuff, because obviously there's a mindset to go with the fact that you're listening to your intuition. to step into this new role, because that's what we're all doing at the moment. We're stepping into a new role, a new time. You know, it's almost like a lot of people say up-leveling, whatever you want to call it. But there is a mindset shift to go with this as well, because there's a lot of fear.
Oh, yes. One of the things is like, those are the things that I talked about. It's not just about, you know, yes, we can do it by ourselves. We're powerful women. That doesn't mean we should, you know, good things that you need to accept as you're up-leveling and growing is that allowing yourself to ask for help. This is the thing as well, you know, asking for that support, and not just like from for hiring team members, but also your partners, your kids. You know, we are so into doing everything by ourselves. Oh, because it's quicker. Yes, it's quicker in that moment. In that moment, but in the long term, then you just like pile up stuff for yourself on your back that you need to do.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, you know. It's almost like I definitely go into this role sometimes, that almost like Saint Mother Teresa type thing. I'm having to like do everything, but the thing is, Mother Teresa had a load of help.
Yeah,
she had a load of help. She had help. She had people. It wasn't just her. You know, we don't always have to do everything by ourselves. We don't always have to like kind of
no, definitely
by ourselves, isn't it?
No. And we are like, I won't say brainwashed, but we are told since we are like very young that, there's this expectation of us that we need to do. And even now, underlying messages in many like advertisements is that, oh, we're strong women and powerful. And there's a lot of masculine and yes, but we need to step into our feminine. And we need to step back and just allow things to happen, allow others to help us. Because how many times did you have someone ask, oh, do you need help? No, I'm fine. I can do it. Huh? How many times? Guilty as charged.
You know what? And same as well. You know what? Please let us know in the comments, you know, if you need any help or anything like that. You know, if you've been asking for help as well and what that has brought to you. And you know, if you've gone through these things as well, because the thing is, at the end of the day, we all go through it. We all do these things. You know, it all happens to us all. So,
and it ties into letting go of perfection, because I'm sure you'll relate to this.
I truly
it has to be done in a certain way, because all your life you've you've done it in a certain way, and it has to be done in a certain way. But you're never going to help if you're going to be forcing and, you know, insisting that when someone helps you, they do it in the same way that you do it.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
The first time around. And that goes like, I've seen this happen during my virtual assistant days. And then I would go on an interview, like on a call with a potential client, and they would say, but I'm a perfectionist. And they carry that as a badge. And I did that too, you know. I'm a perfectionist. I cannot trust someone to do this the same way that I would do it. And
oh my gosh. And you find it so difficult. I mean, I've had my VA since May last year. And I definitely could see the perfectionism until, I like things done in a certain way. And like, you know, we'll kind of like back and forth to each other. And she's very intuitive of what I want and what I'm kind of like looking for. But I also know that I wasn't giving her all the work I needed to be giving her. So it's like kind of going, right, okay, you take this bit, I'll keep hold of this bit over here. And it's keeping me on here all the time. And I'm like thinking, no, hand that bit across. And it's only been very recently where you start handing stuff off across and letting go of that control. And as much as it's so lovely to say that we're always I'm so in control of it all, fucking hand it over.
Yes, because I'm going to ask you this question. How long have you been holding on to that? And how much could you have done if you handed it over sooner?
Oh my God, I would be further along than where I am now if I'd handed it off all the way from the beginning in May. If I'd handed it off all the way at the beginning, I would have been in more connection with people. I would have really worked sooner on myself. So taking myself down, down those like dark sides. And I would have done that a long time ago. Because I would have had this.
And you would have worked in your zone of genius at the end of the day.
Absolutely. I would have like literally been, but I'm now coming to that conclusion. I'm now doing those things. I'm now like in a different space and showing up so differently to what I was possibly previously. It's like, but the thing is, for everyone, it takes a lot of work, doesn't it? Work. It takes
I would pick up a point in here. I know that like if I tell you hand over, you don't care about how it look like. Nobody's going to do that because it's going to be like panic mode. How can I do this? Well, I know, but there are a couple of ways. So if you want someone to do, like if you want your VA to do something for you in a specific way, there are screen recording video platforms. Loom is an extension. You can put it and it can record your desktop, the Chrome extension, and it can record what you're doing, and you can show that person whoever is supporting you, this is how I would like it to go. And I've learned this myself because I've also had to hand over. And the sooner you do that for yourself, the sooner you dedicate 1 or 2 hours, it doesn't have to be that long. The sooner you dedicate 1 hour to create those videos and instructions for someone to take over, it's going to save you hundreds of hours in the next, however, like.
That's amazing. That's amazing, and great bloody tip as well. Great tip.
This is what I've done. So, and even if you have someone who is not experienced in the platforms that you're using, and they're just like starting out, instead of looking for a new person, you can actually show them, if they're willing to learn, that you can do this. This is how I do it. Can you please schedule my newsletters this way?
Yeah,
that's it. God. And it can take 10 minutes to create that video. You send it off and then you're done. The only thing that you need to do after that is like type up the newsletter. Please schedule it for this and this time. That's it. You're done.
Absolutely. And that's so true. I think that's the point where we've got to now, because it's almost like on a weekly basis now. It's like, okay, can you schedule this and this? Newsletter is going to be this and this, and I've like literally written up the newsletter. The template's already there, so she kind of like just puts it in. But it looks, the way she's done it, I don't know if anyone's had a newsletter this week, but the way she does it is just so amazing. So it like just looks so, I'm like, it looks professional. But that's the thing. It's about, as you said, it's about that communication, and I love that, sending the the screenshot. But the thing is, when you talk about mindset, I mean, like you've been doing NLP,
yes,
programming, you've been doing like a load of stuff, like just some amazing. And honestly, you are like a breath of fresh air to the collective as well. It's so beautiful having you there. You're such a creative force of nature. I gotta say it.
I'm uncovering my creative side. I always told myself that I am not creative. I do not do gardening. So those are the beliefs that I held about myself. I said, I'm so bad at taking care of plants. I kill all of my plants. Until last year when the lockdown happened and I started gardening, and now I'm like on my windowsill, I have tomatoes propagating, I have aloe vera, I have succulents, cacti. And for me, that was the last year, was uncovering all that creativity. It was all about challenging all those beliefs that I used to hold about myself. When I said that I'm not creative, all of a sudden I'm creating things with resin. And I was on a podcast yesterday and I put someone, so I just wanted to showcase, and this is created by me.
I've so got to get one of these. Marie, Right, even I reckon you need one of these too, because I know how much you love, 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 love. You know, and I just think that when I look at them, I just think like, oh my God, they're going to be for like my one-to-one clients.
And it's not I'm just proud of it. It's not, I'm not trying to promote it. It's just like, I'm so freaking proud of it because I told myself, like, I'm not creative. And all of a sudden I'm creating these things which are beautiful. And it was never intention to sell it. But I even got a website and I thought to myself, oh, well, why the heck not? You know, why the heck not?
But but it's so beautiful for these amazing leaders, because that's who I can see. You know, I can see these for like these amazing leaders, you know, creating like these powerful new movements, new growth, and then obviously coming to you for your unstoppable coaching as well. You know, I reckon they're gonna just up level like just 10 times overnight.
I say that when I create these, I infuse some of the energy, like creative energy that I do, because when I create these, I usually often listen to something in the background, some of my coaches, the trainings, and it's always that energy of up leveling and expansion. So I say that with each thing that I have created, I've infused it with some of that energy, and it's like I'm passing a bit of myself to you through my art.
Yeah, and that then becomes so wonderful. What is it like to be in the collective as well? How is that?
Oh, it's so for me it has been so beautiful because I got to it was beautiful because I went in not having anyone to speak to, you know, like during lockdown. I spent the whole year with my son at home. My husband is working in the NHS, and now when I joined the collective, you know, you feel like you're a part of something. You feel like you're part of a community, and it does really feel like a collective, like a community where you can come and share the information where, you know, you're not sharing with anyone else. It feels like really, really intimate. And for me, there was this one fascinating thing that you have said. So for me, it was like, and I hope you don't mind me sharing that. You were saying, like, we were talking about cravings for pizza. You mentioned like, oh, you know, maybe like when you're in the towards the end of your cycle and your period is about to come and you're craving pizza. Perhaps you're not craving pizza, but the ingredients of pizza. And I was like, oh, how the heck did I not think about that before in like such a simplistic way? But for me, it was like, okay, I'm not craving for pizza. Maybe I'm just craving for the ingredients of pizza. So, okay, what is it that I can put that I usually enjoy from pizza? Okay, it's cheese, it's tomatoes. And you said maybe it's cheese and tomatoes. I was like, okay, how can I make that in a bit healthier way, you know, where I won't feel as guilty. And that's a whole nother thing, another topic that we've discussed.
Active topic, absolutely.
Yes, not gonna go in there. And then I prepared myself some eggs. I chopped up some tomato, mozzarella cheese, put some salt, and I was like, mwah, perfect. And it satisfied that need that I had at the time. I was like, oh my goodness, bloody hell, why didn't I not think about this? It's so simple, yeah? So freaking simple. And then, you know, it's like you break down that craving into ingredients, and then you put them into something which is a bit more like healthier and not so full of fat, and you know, like it satisfies that craving, but it's not something that will cause you that much guilt. And for me, it was like also the exercises that we started doing that you implemented like on Saturdays, and that has been amazing. I did, you know, a certain set of exercise like for a whole month, and I had such back pain in the upper back, and all of a sudden it's not there. I was like, oh my goodness, it's there, not there.
But that's the thing, you know, like I always say, like, because it's like a transitioning almost from like different foods. The more nutrients you have, the less cravings. It doesn't stop you from eating the goddamn pizza.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You still eat the thing. But like even like the other day, I made, because it was the cheese and the tomatoes, as you said, right? It's the cheese and tomatoes. So I got some chicken, and then I made like a beautiful tomato sauce, and put it on top with some cheese on top. I made pizza and that, and then like in the oven with on top of the chicken, so it's like all melted and like, oh, it was heaven, heaven. But it's like things like, but the thing is, it's giving all those nutrients, isn't it? Giving all those nutrients. I think I was talking to someone the other day about sugar. Someone came to my place and went, maple syrup's still sugar and it reacts the same, because I've spoken to some nutritionists and I went, I beg to differ, because maple syrup has so much nutrients in it and it's of a lower sugar releasing energy, so you don't experience a high mood. So it's obviously makes a difference to the body.
Yes, true.
But it's sweet and it's still sugar, but it's just got so many nutrients in it. You might as well change that. At least it's doing something for you, and you get something sweet. Amazing.
Yeah. Yes, I've for me it was like, okay, how can I make something that I usually made with sugar? How can I substitute even the half of the sugar content? It's either with honey, agave nectar, or maple syrup. How I can, like, because for some things you really need the sugar to, fluff up the butter and everything. But okay, can I do it with half of it? So instead of that, I'm going to use the syrup, or agave nectar, or the honey. And for me, it was just like, okay, just switch up in the thinking, and it made massive difference.
It does. It makes a massive difference. Massive difference. You know what? It's been amazing. What would be your top 3, really quickly? Because I know you've got to go. You've got a little one. What would be your top 3 tips that you would give to someone who's looking at becoming unstoppable?
Oh, you put me on the spot. So, 3 tips. Oh my goodness. Do I go big or small? Like,
go big.
Yeah, go big. One of the biggest things is, being gentle, being loving to yourself. I know that's a really big ask, but do things out of the love for yourself. When you find yourself that you are perhaps not letting go of the control and not asking for help, just do it out of the love for yourself, out of appreciation for yourself. Remember that there's so much more to you that you currently are. You can have and be and do whatever you want. And simply, if you want to discover what is it that you are passionate about, try different things, ask for help. If you come up with beliefs that are really not helpful in breaking the patterns of behavior, if you have beliefs that are stopping you from going for your dreams, find a way, find someone that can help you break those beliefs, because that's one of the biggest, I think, the biggest transformative experiences that you can do for yourself. Once you get rid of all those shackles, I call them shackles because they stop us and keep us down. Once you get rid of your shackles, you'll be able to fly. And remember that even though you've had perhaps had traumatic experience in your life, even you've experienced trauma or abuse or poverty, whatever it is, I promise you can be happy. I used to think that you can have a fulfilling and happy and joyful life. I used to think that because of my trauma from the past, I was broken. I used to think that the good things are not available to me. And once I got rid of all that bullshit that was holding me down, I was able to fly and soar and, just dream about so much more. And you know, when you have that vision, it's not, you can't go back once you see the potential that you have. You know,
Yeah.
and there's no going back. Once you like touch it, just like touch it a little bit and you see it, oh my goodness, I could be this, I could have this, my business and life could be so much more. There's no going back. So don't try to shove that shit down.
Because it's only
Let
going
it
to
out.
So you know what? That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And what a beautiful way to end this conversation today.
Yes, of course. And if you need someone to help you, I'm here. I'm here. You know, like I've been through shit. I've done the trainings. I had a couple of different tools in my toolbox, not just my experience. And I'd love to help you because I know how much it means. And we need more women, you know, breaking the glass ceiling, you know, unleashing that magnificent beast within.
Absolutely. And the thing is, and that's what you do so perfectly. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Honestly, being a collective member of the RE has just been really unbelievable and just unstoppable.
Thank
And
you.
I'm in this way, you know, like with some beautiful stuff. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sending you love. Bye.
Today. Bye.